I love her. She knows this, but I'm obsessed. So Ursula, are you ready right now? Like, are you still on break? I want to make sure before I like hop. Like, I know we were talking for a second, so I want to make sure you're still on break, or you're at least ready to take your break. Because if you're ready to take your break, I will like invite you. I just have to figure out how to do that. Still on break, okay? I was like, girl, like, let me make sure. Do I know how to add you? Did I add you? Is it working?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
The irony that I'm actually at work and this thing has to do with my business has to actually do kind of with work is like it's perfectly aligned actually, which is hilarious. So, oh, where do I start? My name's Ursula. I'm from Boston. And my small, do I just introduce myself, my small business?
Yeah.
Now, the irony is that I'm actually at work right now. And if you can look outside, there's an aircraft right there.
You know.
So my small business, okay, so I've actually been working at Delta for 9 years. Today is actually my work anniversary. And my small business is inspired by, my full-time job. I work in operations, many different areas of operations. So you can find me in different places, not just one in the airport. But my small business is that I design custom luggage and passport holders. And I was actually inspired by this, obviously, because what I do for work, but just to encourage people of color, particularly Black people, to get into travel. I am a big, big advocate on taking time away from work. Black women, we grind ourselves into the ground. I would like us to take more time to just
Yep.
and I want to see more people of color expanding their horizons and traveling, but I also want them to be fashionable. So everything that is on my TikTok shop is Black culture inspired or Hispanic inspired. So anything that you see on my page, you'll see inspired by Black girl travel, Black boy travel. Some of the most popular items I have right now on my page are like my Jamaican passport holder, because that's like a super popular destination because everybody associates Jamaica with the Caribbean. There's more places in the Caribbean
Yeah.
than Jamaica, I promise. But that is my passion. I love travel. I'm actually going to Japan next Wednesday uh, for Carnival. I actually just came back from Carnival in August in Toronto. It's the biggest carnival in the North America, so I was super excited about that. But this is my first time going to Japan. This is my first time going to Asia, period. And I'm actually going there for Carnival weekend as well. I'm a carnival chaser. I'm from Trinidad, so we do it the best. So I got to go see what everybody else has going on. But that is what my small business is inspired by. But I would like to see more people of color traveling, just with Delta, not just traveling in general. Whoever you fly with, that's however yeah, however you get there, that's however you get there. But I was also inspired by a campaign that Delta had a few, I would say probably like 2 years ago, probably, where they had a big promotion going on celebrating diversity in travel and just promoting people of color traveling a lot more in their advertisements and things like that. So that's my small business. I'm very passionate about it. I've been in the airline industry for 9 years. But yeah, that's all I got. And here I am at work, literally, while this conversation is happening. This like
We love it, okay? On brand. It's on brand.
it's on brand. That's what's going on. But yeah, that is my small business. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. I was like, hey, I got to do this. So I'm stepping out and I'm going heavy with my TikTok content. I'm going to Japan next week. So there's going to be more Black girl in Japan content coming soon. So if there's anything that you see on my TikTok shop, check it out. I try to put out, there's like 150 products at this point.
I love that.
There's passport holders. There's also sweaters and luggage, small, medium, large. So whatever suits you. I'm into graphic design. I got into graphic design when I was an undergrad, when I used to host my parties for my Black Zero organization. and we didn't have money. So I was like, listen, we got to figure out how we're going to make our advertisements. And it kind of took off from there. So I tried to combine two of my passions, graphic design and travel. And here we are celebrating Black travel. I hope you guys come along, check out some of my stuff. If you like anything, feel free to support.
I love that. So the best way to, so like in terms of what you need and like the support that you need, is the best thing to do like shop. And if they cannot like pay or buy anything right now, what's the next best way after that?
All that I ask is that you see something on my page, or you see something on my TikTok shop that you like, or you think a family or friend might like, just send it to them, share it, repost it. That goes like a long way. I'm not new to the entrepreneur business. If you ever visit Boston, my family has owned a restaurant since the mid-90s. So I'm very, aside from, my full-time job and, the things that pay my bills, I'm very heavy into entrepreneurship. I heavily believe in supporting Black-owned businesses. Just sharing and reposting really goes a long way, especially on these social media streets. Like, it goes a long way.
It really does.
But yeah, a like, a comment, a share. You may not buy anything. Actually, my TikTok shop actually accepts Klarna, so paid for. So
hello. That's my favorite thing to do. I know they'd be
Klarna,
like,
I got Klarna going on the TikTok shop, so hopefully you guys see something. Listen, you don't got to pay all up front.
hello. I know. I'm like, let me just go there after this live.
Yeah.
let me go look.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all I have. If you have any questions or anybody in the comments has something to ask, let me know.
I know. Anybody have any questions for her? Because I think that's such a unique space to be in. And I'm like laughing because like Rajay was talking earlier about like what she does, and I was like, Paris Fashion Week, and I have another friend who's in New York Fashion Week, but my friend's business, her name is Yumi, she owns Flex and Fly, and they do like, it's travel wellness, so she focuses on like yoga and like wellness to like, people like you need that zen time, especially traveling, like like it'd be so stressful to travel sometimes, and it's like I know. It also has bags that she makes. They're my favorite, like anti-theft bags. I have never owned an anti-theft bag. Again, I've never thought about it. And she showed me, and I was like, I need them in every color. Like what? Like what are you? And so when you were talking, I was like, oh wait, I'm seeing a connection piece. Like I need to connect them. Like, like I'm seeing a connection piece. I was like, because she knows a ton of people, and I just feel like where your like brand and business is, like I'm surprised it hasn't blown up. But I also know it takes time and like.
Oh no, like I probably started this like I had the idea for a very, very long time, but I think I like officially started it probably like a month and a half ago. And when you're a TikTok shop seller, they have all these things that they tell you to do, how to get more sales and things like that. But there's been talk in the streets about how there's like suppression of our content on here, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So I think that's like the kind of struggle that I'm running into. I'm getting a lot of views on my products. I'm getting a lot of clicks on my products, but obviously there's a conversion rate. They think depending on how many impressions you get, they think you're going to probably get one sale out of like 1,000 views and things like that. So I'm getting a lot of views, but it's just like,
like you're like
yeah,
that.
that conversion rate. I'm trying to hit my 1%, my 1 to 5%. But yeah, trying to connect with people on here, like live, like I'm a real person.
Yeah.
And running a very small business. So I think that's where the struggle comes in a little bit with the whole, trying to get things off the ground. I'm in the starting phase, and I do want to see this, pick up steam. So trying to do my best to get in these TikTok streets and, let people know what's going on over here.
Yeah, and I feel like the fact that you have so many products, the fact that you're already getting so many views, I think it's just like once you have that community and it like all you need is a few people, because I promise you it's like a ripple effect. Because I'm the type of person I'm like if I buy it, like I'm about to be talking about it on every app in existence and to every person, and they're gonna be like, Sydney, you need this. Gosh, like,
right.
I'd be a bully about it. I'd be like, I don't want to hear about how you don't. I need new luggage. Didn't I just send you that link? Like, stop. Like, I have a whole list of people that I'm like consistently talking about, and like people need to remember, and I need everybody on this live to remember that's watching, like word of mouth marketing is still, it still works. It's still the strongest thing. So you telling, she's right, like you telling your friends, you sharing the link to them, like that actually helps a lot, like a lot more than you think. And it might be longer term, like it might take a little bit of time, but people will remember what their friends tell them. Because I'm the type of person, I don't remember what my friend tells me before I remember what I saved in a wish list somewhere on some app. I'm like, I know I saved it, but it's gonna have to come back around before I actually like purchase the thing. But if somebody tells me about it, I'm gonna remember it, and then I'm gonna be like, let me keep like engaging with this person's content, so I'm constantly seeing it. So when I'm ready to purchase, it's like that. So
I think what the struggle is with social media today is that our attention spans is like 0.25 seconds. So like people scrolling, you know, that word of mouth. And I think that's like definitely you can't beat it, word of mouth. You know, social media, you have 0.25 seconds to make an impression, or the person scrolling past whatever you got going on. You know, I really think that's actually kind of damaging our psyche a little bit.
It is.
I mean, I do see the positive of social media, but sometimes I'm kind of seeing the negative where people are, then the intention is good for social media. Like we're here to connect, but you know, the whole algorithm and all this stuff. It's just like, whatever I post should just be seen by the people that's following me. Like there's like different ways to see stuff on TikTok. There's your friends, your following, and then the For You page. It's like how they're like doing that. I think it's a little bit, you know, weird. But anyway, yeah, you know, social media.
Every app is different, and every app is like, why are you doing it this way? Because why are you making it complicated? Please stop.
Right, like I just want to see the stuff of the people that I'm following. Like, why am I seeing the stuff of other people that I'm not following? Like, obviously I don't, you know, the For You page, you know, they have a whole theory about what's going on with the For You page and, you know, people of color on this app. So,
You know.
yeah. So, yeah, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it because, like, literally, there could be people posting the same exact thing, and like one is not picking up steam, and one is not. It's very weird. But yeah, that's all I got.
It's okay. Like, there's not have to be a long conversation, but I wanted to make sure that like people directly heard from me, because when you said you're like, I want to do it, I was like, she's volunteering. I was like, I'm gonna put her on, and I'm put her on, and like because the best, like I said, like when I was telling Rose earlier, like, you know, this is still content. Like I can download the live later, and you have content. Like you can download it, and like you have content, so that like you don't actually have to pump out more stuff. You can chop this up however you want to, or like somebody else to do it, because that's also a thing. I'd be like, get somebody else to do it. But I also know like a bunch of social media managers and all that stuff. But like at the end of the day, having conversations about like what we're passionate about some of the struggles that we're dealing with as like we are, because every business owner at this point has to be a content creator on top of.
Oh my God, it's too much. It's like too much. But you know what? It is what it is. We got to do what we got to do. So.
Yeah. We already had enough hats. We don't need another hat.
Like it's so frustrating. Like, you know what? It is what it is. People are spending majority of their times on their phone. If they see something, they want some kind of visual. I get it. They want to see it. They want to touch it. At this point, I'm really like looking into going to like local flea markets and stuff with my stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like I need to get it like physically, like in front of you, like.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I'm going back to the grassroots type of way. My friend is actually running a business candle, and she's like at all these little flea markets and stuff. So I'm like, girl, that's how I need to get in. I need to get in there. So I'm actually thinking about, you know, going outside, like really going outside at this point.
Yeah, and I think that's more beneficial, honestly, because like you said, like them actually seeing their products in person, you building that relationship so you can have conversations. You don't have to consistently be on pumping out, because essentially social media is still like, for business owners, you have to consistently be pumping out content.
Yes, and that is just like,
it's hard to get in front of your people because there's so much that is happening. It does not mean there's no space for you, but it's just going to take longer because of the mass, especially when you're starting and it's closer to the holidays. I have whole theories about this, but it's like you can't, like, I love that you started and it hasn't been that long. And I know that people are like, Oh yeah, get them off their phone is the only way that like I think using our phone is like amazing that we can all be connected this way, but at the same time I'm very much like be present, be with your people. Like if you can find like people at like pop-up events and you can stay connected, if you can get them on an email list, that's a good way, because then it's way easier to sell to existing customers than it is new customers. I promise
Right.
you, new customers is hard. Like it's not that you can't do it, but like it's just a harder thing, especially if you're the one doing everything. Like it's just like, where can I put my energy that's actually going to move the needle forward for my business, so I can hire somebody that actually takes care of my social media? Because like I was like, I have a social media manager like ready to go, that she will be like, who's the client? Like who am I talking to, and who do I need to like connect with? But like if you know, okay, if I go to pop-up events and like I have like more success there, or like if you are willing to like try and see if you have more success there, and then that's something you like, okay, I know I make sales here, so let me keep doing this while and you can always like set up your phone somewhere and let it run while you like are filming things. Like there's so many things that you can do to like have the content, or like bully friends into coming out to be like, come help me and film this for me. Because that's I don't
Right.
I'm like, look, just call me if you need content, because all my friends forget to film content, and then I yell at them because I'm like a whole chief marketing officer and like a content creator. And if you sit there and look in my face as my friend and tell me that you did not film content, I may fuss at you, because what are you talking about? We just talked about this. But I also understand, like, I'm like, it's just a lot when it's just you. So I offer to usually to like volunteer and like help them with vending, and I'll be like, I'll patch the content if you just focus on what you're doing. And I think that's going to be beneficial if you have friends and family that are willing to be there with you, so you're not having to do everything by yourself, even at pop-up events. Like it's just because pop-up events are still like a whole thing. Like you got to set up, you got to talk to people, you got to try to get in people's faces. Like, but it's not like a bad thing. It's just like you want to be fully present when you're doing that, instead of trying to be like, oh, I need to catch content for this, oh, I need to do this. Like it's like, and I tell people when it comes to social media consistent, let's see, I know the gurus are going to tell you to post every single day or post multiple times a day. I always tell people, I'm like, look, no, I'm like, consistency for you like needs to be based around your, like what you view as like your work-life harmony. So when are you willing to be online? Post on those days, because you know you're going to be online, even if it's like you usually doom scroll at a certain time. Like post online on those days, then you know when you're doom scrolling later, you can actually respond to comments on your post, and then like focus on being that consistent. I grew more. I was stuck at like a little under 2K for years on Instagram. I grew more in like a year when I was working full time. When I was posting, I was not posting every single day. I was posting like maybe 3 times a week, and I was consistently on my stories on Instagram. Like, and TikTok does have stories. I just don't know if people see them a lot.
I don't think people see the stories a lot.
Yeah, which is interesting, because I'm like, what is the point? But you know, I posted 3 times a week. I was very clear on like what is my type of content. I have a whole like CPCT method, which is, did I mess it up? No, that's right. Content, sorry, y'all. There's a lot of methods that I've created. Now I'm trying to figure it out. But content pillar, content type. And it's like, instead of focusing on like, oh, I need to do this trend, oh, I need to do this trend, oh, I need to do this trend. It's like, okay, look at your grid, or look at like your TikTok, like the first like 6 to 9 videos you see. What are you trying to post in that like short time frame? Like, what do you want to be posting? What are you trying to, what is your business goal right now? I have a whole ebook. Honestly, I can like send it to you, girl, because at this point I'm like, I will send this to you and you can like use it for whatever you need. But I'm like, and I focus on, okay, am I posting TikTok's a little bit different because it's mostly videos, but like, would it be long form content? Am I trying to post a trend? Like, what am I actually talking about? And I do all my captions like the same day, but some people like, there's ChatGPT and all these other things that like, if you know how to prompt it, it can do the work for you, and you can just like focus on like, okay, let me just like, okay, I have everything ready, let me go ahead and post it. But like, I'm posting 3 times a week, I'm posting once a week. Like, as long as you're consistent with what you're doing, your people will find you. It may take a little bit longer, but you're being true to yourself and you're not burning yourself out. Because the worst thing people do is like, be like, I have to do what the gurus are saying, and then they like do it for a really long time, because I've been victim to that multiple times. And then like, all of a sudden they drop off because they're completely burned out and wiped out because they're doing everything themselves. And so I'm like, okay, like focus on like, what is consistency for me? How much do I actually want to be online? Okay. How many times am I willing to post? What platforms am I willing to post on? And at the end of the day, the whole point of social media is to drive them back to whatever you're trying to get them to buy, whether it's a service that they're supposed to be investing in or a product. Like, what is the main hub that I'm trying to drive them to? Is it TikTok shop? Do I need to be driving everybody there? I need to make sure that consistently, not necessarily selling in every single post that you do, but like that I'm consistently, that's the message when I'm like connecting with people that like, oh yeah, you can buy my product in my TikTok shop, or like mentioning it every now and then when you're rolling, this is available in the TikTok shop, like every now and then. You don't have to do it a lot, but just like showing how you use the product, showing your friends, if your friends are willing, if they have your products and they're willing to send you videos of them using it, yes, ask them. Like, be like, film a video and send it to me. Like, that's content you don't have to create. Like, they can create it. You can figure out what to do with it later, but just doing things that work for you. I tell people, everybody, work with what you got, because at the end of the day, like, you will get so much further and it will be long-term and it will be sustainable versus trying to keep up with everybody else and keep up with these algorithms. Because I know they're trifling, because I've been online since I was 15 years old. I am 33. I've been here since MySpace. I know, y'all. I missed MySpace because at least like we were all connecting with each other, and that's where I started my graphic design journey. And I'm like, look, all these algorithms change all the time. Like, I'm like, if you just be yourself and like you figure out in the marketing world what works for you. I'm not saying don't pay attention to trends. I'm not saying don't like figure out what is going on and like what you should be talking about. But at the end of the day, if that's the only way you focus on, that's where the disconnect is, because like it completely like wipes you out, and then you're not passionate about it because you're sitting there like, I don't want to do that.
Like it's getting to the point, I'm kind of like hitting that point where it's just like post the content. Like I literally just posted like a plethora of videos that I had from Caravana like 2 months ago, like just sitting in my phone. And it's like, just post it. Like I'm not really, I get it. Like you got to serve like aesthetics and all that, but it's just like, I want you to see like the real experience, like what I experienced at Caravana, like how I got there, like the route that I took, where I had to go pick up my costume, like what people don't even know, like when you go to Carnival, what those places look like where you go pick up your costume at. Like I'm giving you like the real tea. Like if you're going into some weird house, it looks like a garage, there's people with hot glue guns everywhere, rhinestones, like it looks crazy. But that's the culture. I want it to be authentic. Like I don't want to be giving like aesthetic. Like I'm not here for aesthetic. Like I'm giving you the real. So it's just like, you know what? I just had these videos. I was like, I'm gonna just post it. This is what it's really like going to Carnival. And it's probably like the same thing everywhere around the world. You're going to some big warehouse to pick up your costume, and everybody's like running around with like a madhouse. And like that's just the real deal.
And I think that's the thing. Like you said it perfectly. Like, y'all, I promise you, if you look at your phone, you probably have content on it already that you're not even thinking is content, because people, at the end of the day, they can smell like you not being authentic to yourself. It's like they can feel it. And so it's like you post like what is aligned with you. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to get the most views, but like you'll end up finding your people because you're being true to yourself, and you're like giving, like I would be interested in content like that because I'm like, I want to go to one of these one day, but I'm like, I didn't even know that it looked like that. So I'd probably be sketched out. Like, what do you mean? Like going. So I'm like, I wish more people talked about it. I'm always the person that wants to know the behind the scenes so I can be prepared and like still have a good time and like support and be like, look at like what's going on behind the scenes to make all this beautiful stuff happen that everybody sees.
It's crazy. And I respect the designers, and I respect those people that put every little rhinestone on my little bedazzled bra. Okay, I paid $500 and something for that costume, and trust me, it was beautiful. I think this is like the best one I've bought so far. Like I loved it. So yeah, that is my business. I actually got to go back to work. But yeah, if y'all want to link with me, here I am, celebrating Black travel. My keys is probably jingling like the whole way. Let me hold them. But yeah, that is what I got going on. Thank you for having me. Thank you. If anyone is interested, you can follow me, hop in the DMs, anything. I'm real nice. I'm real friendly. I know I'm from Boston, but I'm really nice. It's the New Yorkers you got to worry about. But thank you so much for having me. Sid?
Yes.
Sid? Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. I have to hop off. I don't know how to hop off, so you got to kick me out.
Okay, hold on.
All right. Bye.
Bye.